Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another video here from Medellín, Colombia. It's a beautiful city, it's an incredible city, and of course it is a delicious city. Of course, here in the morning people are getting breakfast around here in the city, and obviously it's time for me to also get some traditional authentic Colombian breakfast here in Medellín. I've heard of a few places that are incredible today, and we're going to try and visit them as much as we can throughout the day. So without further ado, let's go ahead, let's get the street food tour started, and let's go ahead and find some breakfast here in the incredible city of Medellín, Colombia. Let's go for it. First stop of the day, we come to a place known as Restaurante San Joaquin. It's actually this sort of neighborhood called San Joaquin, and it's really, really nice. And it's really popular. Like, it's a middle of the week morning breakfast time. And people are out here, like people are ready to eat, people are hungry. And there's so many locals, and they're all locals here. If all locals are eating here, obviously that is a great sign, that is an incredible sign. Now, what have I got? First off, I've gotten some chocolate with milk. He said this is a very typical breakfast drink. People usually drink this with their breakfast, so some hot chocolate and some milk. Colombian chocolate sounds like a great idea. Might as well try that out. And then we got something called Calentao. What is Calentao? Well, here in Colombia, people are very resourceful. What they do is that the rice and beans from last night, they use them again as leftovers for breakfast the next morning. Calentado is this combination of beans and rice that's sort of left over from the day before, and they just sort of use that for breakfast the next day. Of course, it's served with a lot of other things. So you can see there's some scrambled eggs, there's a piece of pork, there is an entire arepa on top that you can use to sort of scoop everything up. So it's not just the rice and beans, it comes with a lot of things, but the concept is basically don't waste food from last night, use it as leftovers the next day, and it is incredible. First off, I'm thirsty. Let's go ahead and try some hot chocolate with milk here in Rollo. Oh my god, spice. It's got flavor, it's got some herbs, it's got some cinnamon. Wow, that is incredible. Like I said, I don't know how they do chocolate here in Latin America, but that is just as good as another pet in Guatemala and Mexico. It's just full of that sweet, it's not just chocolate, it's got spice that really lift the flavor of the hot chocolate. Okay, without further ado, let's go ahead and try Calentado. I'm just gonna get the rice and beans first because I mean, that's what Calentado is. Calentado at the end of the day is just the rice and beans used as leftovers. Let's go ahead and try it out. It's got like a really nice bean flavor more than anything. The beans have been really, really cooked down. And it's got a really sticky, gummy texture. And I think the reason for that is, you know, the beans are very starchy, and the rice are very starchy, and you just literally cook those two together. Of course, it's going to have that bit of starchiness and everything. Wow, that is a really, really interesting thing. It worked. It definitely works. I never expected it to work that well, but that is really good. Okay, let's go ahead and try out some of the scrambled eggs that they've just put on the side. Let's go for it. Nice, fresh, simple, and delicious. Got tomatoes, some onions, some peppers. That is exactly the type of scrambled egg that you want. Now, the main thing is the pork. Now, with the calentado, you could choose between getting it with pork, chicken, or chicharron. I decided to go with pork because I was like, I've had great experiences with pork here in Medellín, in Colombia. So here is an entire big slice of pork. Let's go ahead and dig in. I don't know what it is about Colombian pork, but that is incredible. It is so smoky. If you saw my previous video in Colombia with the food, we had the hot dogs, right? And I told you how that bacon was very smoky and delicious. It's got that same smoky char-grilled flavor that it feels like it's been on the grill. I mean, it probably has been on the grill actually, but that is so incredible. Okay, what we're gonna do is now we're gonna get the arepa. The arepa, you can see, literally buttered up, like literally soaking with butter on top. That's a happy meal right there. I'm gonna go ahead and get a slice of the arepa. I'm going to go ahead and put pork in it. Then I'm going to go ahead and put some of the rice and the beans inside, and then finally, to top it all off, some egg. I mean, this is a massive bite. It's buttery, it's gonna be delicious. Let's go and try it out. In terms of the actual arepa itself, that is one of the best arepas I've ever had. It is so char-grilled and buttery on the outside, but at the same time crumbly on the inside. Once you mix everything together, it's perfect. You got the greasiness of the pork, but contrasted with the freshness of the eggs and the tomato and the onion, and then suddenly you get the gumminess, the starchiness, the beans and the rice. That adds the bean flavor, like an earthy bean flavor to it. That combination is perfect. You literally have to eat them together. If you eat them in separate ingredients, they're all good on their own. But you put them together into a little piece of an arepa, and magic is created. Wow. Calentado is the most traditional dish you can get here in Medellín when it comes to breakfast. That is literally the guy sitting right opposite me. This local guy, literally ordering Calentao, right? A lot of other people here ordering Calentao because that is the thing to have for breakfast. And wow, that is shocking. That is impressive. Like I said, you got to eat it together. You got to put the combination together. If not, you're completely missing out on the point. But this is a meal that will completely blow you away when you're here in Medellín. Oh, that was an incredible breakfast. I remember when Anthony Bourdain came to Medellín and he had Calentado for breakfast. He literally commented like, wow, the Colombians really take eating breakfast as a king really, really seriously. And let me tell you, after that Calentado, that is some of the best food you're gonna get. The pork is cooked to perfection. You've got delicious, delicious sort of rice and beans, eggs. It's just a feast. It's literally a feast. There's no other way to put it. That was delicious. And when you're here in Colombia, Calentao is just absolutely a must. What a great way to start breakfast, on the hot chocolate as well. Absolutely incredible. I think that's going to be it for breakfast, but I'll go ahead and walk around the city a little bit, and I'll show you guys more of the food scene here in Colombia later in the day. Alright, well, for lunch today we've come to a place known as Arepas, right here in La Floresta. Now, as the name suggests, they do arepas and they do stuffed arepas. And let me just tell you, this is insane. It's got sausage, chorizo, chicharrón, chicken, and mushrooms all stuffed inside this arepa. It is piping hot and it's literally just been cooked. On the side also, I had to get the coconut juice. I mean, I just love coconut juice. I need some cold coconut, especially since Medellín is so hot during the day. A nice refreshing coconut juice is exactly what you need. Let's just go ahead and try the coconut juice. Oh, that is coconut juice just like I had in Ecuador, except there's actually lemon. There's like a lemon, a little bit of citrus that helps to lift up the entire flavor. It's like a coconut lemonade. And honestly, if you think about it, coconut lemonade in a hot tropical country like Colombia, that's perfect. It just does not get better. Okay, with the arepa, as you see, it's all meat, but there's no sauce on it yet. So we got a little tray here. As you can tell, we've got 3 different sauces. We've got guacamole, we've got some red sauce, and we've got some green sauce. I think I'm gonna go with the green sauce because I think it probably has like chives and onions, and that sounds delicious. Now, let's go ahead. I'm gonna start from the bottom because this thing, I can't fit it in my mouth in one go. It just is too big. I mean, look at that. That is massive. I just cannot stuff that all in one bite. So let's go ahead. Let's start from the bottom. Let's give it a try. Not only is it all those meats that I described, there's also ham at the bottom. There's fresh sausages. There's like really cured strong meat. And then at the bottom of that arepa, there's some creamy mayonnaise. I think that's at the bottom. That is incredible. The green sauce is great. The green sauce is fresh. I think it's kind of like, almost like, originally I think is what they put inside. But for me, what I love is the amount of meat they have stuffed into this. I mean, there's a reason they call it an arepa rellena, a filled arepa. The chicken, the sausage, the ham, everything is just literally packed to the brim. The arepa is struggling to hold it all, and I don't know if you can tell, but this and a nice coconut juice is the only combination you need here in Medellín. This is like the greatest afternoon snack because it's gonna fill you up, but it's not too heavy. It's just a lot of meat, and you've got the nice arepa that covered everything together. Sauce, obviously amazing. You've got to add the sauce because, like I said, yes, there is a little bit of mayonnaise, which I didn't even know there was mayonnaise inside, but you need a little bit of spice. You need a little bit of heat. You need something to give it a little bit more flavor. And that green sauce, a little bit of parsley, is the perfect sauce that you're gonna need for any perfect arepa. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Turns out I am fortunate enough. So remember this place called Lucho Arepas. It's named after Lucho. That guy right there, he's Lucho. He's literally the owner. All the recipes are his. And he was like, they're really good, aren't they? I was like, they're absolutely delicious. He's been open since 2008. So that's how long this store has been open. And I just can't believe it. I actually just met the owner. I met Mr. Lucho himself. But incredible. Some of the best, like literally actually one of the best arepas I've had in my life. That was delicious. The amount of meat that was stuffed in there, the sauces. Incredible guy. I mean, incredible place. Total price of that with the coconut juice and the arepa was 25,000 pesos. And considering the amount of meat that was stuffed in there, trust me, it was worth every peso. That was incredible. I'm so happy we met Mr. Lucho at Lucho Arepas. But let's go see if we can get something sweet. Dame un rollo de coco, por favor. Sí, ¿y qué jugos tienes? Jugos. Mango, por favor. Alright, well, just on the opposite side of the park, there's a bakery here called Florepan. Remember, the park here is called La Floresta. So, Florepan, pan means bread. So, it's play on words here, Floresta, Florepan. That's the name of the bakery here. And they got some fresh juices. So, I know I just had coconut juice, but mango juice with milk never hurts here in Colombia. And I also got something that I've never had before. This is a maní relleno. This is basically a rolled up cake, but it's peanut. It's got peanut on the outside. It's something that I've seen at a lot of bakeries here in Colombia. Either it's peanut or coconut shavings on the outside. So without further ado, let's go ahead and try it out. Let's first go ahead and try out some of the mango juice. Now remember, in juices here in Colombia, you either put it in water or milk. And I've learned milk tends to taste a lot better. So let's go ahead and try out mango and milk juice. Oh wow, that is so incredible. So you can actually taste the fibers of the mango still inside the juice. Now the thing is, when she first came up, I thought it was coconut because I was like, why is it so white in color? But she said, no, it's mango. And trust me, after tasting it, I can confirm that is definitely mango. You definitely taste the mango flavor. All right, let's go ahead. Let's try out this rolled cake here. Like I said, it's peanut. So I've never tried it. I think in the inside is also cream and peanut together. So I think it's all mixed in together with the cake. It looks absolutely delicious. Let's go ahead and try it out. Actual dough itself, it's nice and sweet, but it tastes more bready than it is cakey. It's quite a dry dough, which is really, really nice because you've got the coating of the sugar, the cream, and the peanuts on the outside. But still, I still feel like it's a bit dry, which is exactly why you need the mango juice to contrast the dryness of the cake. Or else, the cake on its own is a little too dry for me. But I do like the peanuts. They had a nice little crunch to the outside part of the cake. But for me, you have to get it with the mango juice. The mango juice plus the cake together then gives you the perfect combination, or else it's a little too dry and that just doesn't work out. But this is a great little sweet to finish off that amazing arepa that we just had. I'll see you guys again when we go get some dinner here in Medellín. So stay tuned and we'll continue this video. We've come to a place known as Mondongos. And I've heard Mondongos serve some of the best Colombian food you can find in Medellín. It actually started in Medellín, and it's a chain. They have two outlets here in Medellín and one in Miami, actually in the US, surprisingly. But I heard that their Bandeja Paisa, or the classic Colombian dish, is really, really famous. And actually, Bandeja Paisa came here from Medellín. It originated here from Medellín, so you have to try it when you're here in Medellín. And when I ordered it, I was like, it's just gonna be a plate of food. I didn't realize it was gonna be so much. It's literally, okay, so we have a full plate here of rice, eggs, mixed minced beef and everything. Then there's a whole bowl of beans here on the side. Then we've got an arepa, we've got avocado and banana, and we've got lemons as well. I didn't expect this much. I genuinely didn't expect this much. And I also ordered a lemonade because it is hot here in Medellín and I want something cold and refreshing to have with my beer. Okay, first off, let's try the lemonade. Good, refreshing, sweet, sour. That's exactly what you want from lemonade. I would say, for my taste, I prefer a little bit more sweetness, but honestly, it's a good lemonade, and it's going to go really, really well with the greasy, oily food that's about to come, because the Bandeja Paisa, what is Bandeja Paisa? It's rice, eggs, minced beef, fried plantain, and usually it comes with a fried piece of pork, like a really crispy deep fried piece of pork fat. And if you look at it, this looks very crispy. What we're going to do first is there is some lemon. So we got to squeeze some lemon right on top of that pork fat. Got to give it that citrus. Then there's some salsa. We're going to go ahead and put some salsa just to give it a bit of spice, because I think that is so important to having a good bandeja paisa. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's take our first bite. We're going to first just, oh wow, that pork just cut so easily. Okay, let's go ahead and try it out first. The salsa is spicy. It's so spicy and it's fresh as well. Actually, I need to drink a lemonade because that is actually really spicy. Now, the real test. Will the egg break open and create a river of egg yolk, or is it dry? Let's go ahead and see for ourselves. Oh my goodness. Look at that beauty. That literally just broke apart and is gonna fall onto the minced beef. So evidently that egg is perfectly made. That is a very good egg. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some of the egg, I'm gonna go ahead and get it with some of the minced beef and get it with some of the rice that is below. Now let's go ahead and get all of this into one big bite. The actual minced beef, it's like a powder. It literally just disappeared into a powder. That is the lightest minced beef. It's like dust. That's how soft it is. It literally is so tiny, like tiny little particles of minced beef in there. Okay, that is crazy. All right, now we have to get the arepa. We're gonna break it open. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put all of this in. So we're gonna go ahead, put some of the very powdery minced beef, some of the egg, some of the rice, and of course, most importantly, I need salsa. I need to put a little bit of salsa right on top. Let's go ahead and try it out. Yeah, arepa. Look at here. Here in Colombia, it's kind of like a tortilla. It's like a starch that wraps everything up. The arepa itself has no flavor at all, which is why you need salsa, you need the egg, you need the minced beef, you need all of that to give that arepa flavor. Okay, now, one thing I need to do, I'm going to try the beans. The beans have been sitting here for a long time. I'm just going to squeeze some lemon right on top. There is a little plate of parsley. I think what we're supposed to do is going to put some of the parsley right on top. Mix all of that in. Let's go ahead and try out the beans, which are supposed to be a classic here in Colombia as well. The beans to me are nothing special. They're pretty good. Standard sort of cooked down beans, very soft cooked in that liquid. But for me, the star of the bandeja paisa is that pork, that fried crackling pork, literally crackles in your mouth when you bite in. And with the salsa, that creates a combination that is honestly out of this world good. So for me, I've heard this is the best bandeja paisa you're gonna get in all of Medellín. I have to say, I see why. The pork is cooked to perfection. The egg also cooked to perfection. The minced beef is delicious. The plantain, delicious. Everything here is done really well. Oh, and all the ingredients get put together, of course. You get the perfect combination. Of course, a lemonade on the side helps to cool down your mouth however many bites in, just to refresh your senses as you're having your bandeja paisa. That was delicious. It just cost a lot more than I expected. It cost 60,000 pesos, which is like 15 bucks. I mean, you do get a lot. You really do get a lot. So that's why the price is so high. But definitely a lot of food. I am stuffed, and that lemonade, after you drink all of it, you get pretty full. But let's go quickly get some dessert, and then we're gonna go ahead and end the video. So let's go see what else we can get here in Colombia, in Medellín. Something sweet perhaps, and off the night. Final stop of the day, we've come to a place known as Roaster Pan. And it's kind of like a little bakery, and they got a lot of things. I saw something very interesting. This is a Dulce de Leche or arequipe cake. So it's literally a cake made with arequipe, which remember is that dulce de leche that's very typical here in Colombia. Never had a dulce de leche cake before. It's not tres leches. It's not milhoja like what we had yesterday. It's literally a cake made with arequipe. That sounds really interesting. That sounds like something I've never had before. So let's go ahead. You can see the arequipe. It's got two layers here. One right on the top, which is this thick layer, actually, you can see. And then one in the middle of the cake that divides the two cake layers. So without further ado, let's go ahead, let's dig in, and let's try my first arequipe cake here in Colombia. Literally never had a cake. It's not tres leches. It's not like any of the other cakes. So let's go ahead, and wow, it's very spongy. Very, very spongy and almost very sticky from the way I'm cutting through it right now. All right, let's go ahead, try it out. It is exactly what it is described as. 2 layers of cake with arequipe in the middle. Now, the cake itself is quite dry. It's kind of like that coconut cake that we had earlier. Also really, really dry. But the stickiness of the arequipe sort of sticks it to your mouth. You do need to drink something. Unfortunately, I have some water here, but you do need something to drink with your cakes here because they are a little bit dry, and especially when it's sticky and dry at the same time, not usually the best combination with a cake like that. But I love it. It's delicious. The flavor of that arequipe really, really comes out. It's not too sweet because the dough itself is only slightly sweet. And yes, your dulce de leche, your arequipe is sweeter, but it doesn't overpower the entire cake. It doesn't give this overall like just sugary sweet flavor to it. What an incredible food day it has been today, from the Calentao we had at the beginning of the day to the Arepas, to the Bandeja Paisa. I mean, we've tried really, really classic, typical dishes, not only of Colombia, but specifically of Medellín. Like I said, Bandeja Paisa started from Medellín, right? So these are dishes that are very, very original to here in Medellín. What an honor and what a privilege it has been to try all these places. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more food and travel videos. We've got a lot more videos, not only coming in from Colombia, but also from here in Medellín. So make sure to stay tuned for those, and please subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.